Welcome back. So let's start here. This is the molasses and buttermilk cake. It's spiced with dried ginger. It comes with a cranberry coulis. This is a apple terrine. There's whipped salted caramel and walnut crunch on top. This one here is the ganache tart. The crust on the bottom is coconut. It has a pomegranate and ginger sauce compote, and then the honeycomb brittle, which is sugar cooked with made into caramel, and then I add baking soda, so it forms like a really brittle substance, the honeycomb brittle, and then I pulverize it and sprinkle that on top. This here is the cashew cheesecake. So both of these are vegan. This one here and this one are vegan. It's cashews and tofu and sugar and winter squash with some spice that's then pureed, and then the bottom crust is pecans. So this one is going to be like a high allergy warning with the cashews and the pecans. The meringue on top is what's known as aquafaba, and it's the liquid from cooked garbanzo beans that's whipped with sugar and cream of tartar. I've got a little bit of blood orange on the plate and some blood orange segments, and then a dried cherry compote to kind of balance it off. The crisp will rotate. This is winter spice pear with a pecan oat topping. But a lot of times that oat crumble does not have nuts. This is one time where it does. We try to keep, for example, with going back to the buttermilk cake, we try to take the nuts are added on, so they don't have to have the. So we try to keep things nut-free. If there's no nuts in this, they can take the nuts off of this one, and then moving once we sell out of these, there won't be nuts in the crisp.
And which ones can be made gluten-free?
And this is gluten-free, this is gluten-free, and this is gluten-free.
Thank you.
So the molasses cake has kind of like a gingerbread type flavor. The pairing of apple and cranberry goes really well together, as well as the caramel apple combination. All very similar and regular same components.
It's not too sweet to begin with, but the tartness of the cranberry and the apple definitely rounds it off really well. And you can really eat a whole plate of this really easily.
It's diverse. It's kind of got a lot going on. The cake itself has flavor. You get that molasses and kind of some sweetness coming from that. And then the rest of the plate, you get more fruity sweetness coming out from the cranberry or the apple. Different change of texture, with the nuts on top. Really tasty. Kind of get a different flavor with every bite.
What do you think about the chocolate ganache tart?
The chocolate is almost like a denser mousse or truffle type consistency. There has a really nice fruity component with its pomegranate giving it a little more acidity. Coconut shavings are really nice as well.
Really fun textures with the toasted coconut there. The pomegranate, it's a really nice addition. And the honey really comes out.
It reminds me a lot of a toffee that you'd eat out of a box of toffees. It's soft chocolate, and then the textures that you get from it are coconut. And then you kind of have a levity of fruit with the pomegranate. But it feels like a holiday, or a Valentine treat. Soft chocolate truffle.
Let's talk about the crisp next.
Sure. I'd say just like really classic oat top crisp. Again, I wouldn't say overly sweet, and yeah, it's a very like buttery texture at the top of the crisp as well. But I like it.
I would agree, it's not overly sweet. Yeah, it's what you expect, honestly.
It's kind of got that classic, almost apple pie thing going about it. You know, brown sugar, cinnamon. You can tell there's butter. You know, you spend a lot of time. Really kind of warms you up as a dessert. I could imagine this being topped with ice cream, and it'd be perfect. You know, something that your grandma might pull out and serve for dessert.
And typically it is a warm dessert, and it is going to be served with one of our house-made ice cream, which does change on the daily. Okay, and then let's talk about the vegan dessert.
Yeah, so a really cool pairing of different textures. I would say the top, this meringue is like really crispy, and then beneath it has almost like a custardy type texture to it, and then a moist crust as the base as well. Really nice tart flavors with cherry and then the blood orange acidity spice as well.
It's surprising that this is vegan. The meringue has a really nice texture. It's just fun to break into. The underneath is going to be, it's very moist. The dried cherries are a really nice addition, and they really brighten it up.
My favorite part about it, well, we kind of got the cake and the meringue, which do their thing and bring sweetness, and then the fruits that also kind of bring sweetness. The texture of the meringue and the, what do we call it? The cake on the bottom? What is that?
The cheesecake.
The cheesecake, it's totally different. The top is almost crystally, you know, when it kind of breaks apart in your mouth, it almost feels like you're biting into a bank of snow almost, because it's like, that's the texture, and then it's very soft underneath it, classic cheesecake feel. Kind of can't believe that this is vegan.